So what is it with the exclamation point in math? So in math, the exclamation point does not mean the author of the textbook is saying 6. No, it does not mean that. What this is that it's a factorial. This is a factorial. So a factorial is where you take a number, say in this case maybe something small, 3, and you multiply it with every natural number below it. So 2 and 1. You would not multiply with 0 because that's not a natural number, or negative 1, negative 2, because those are not natural numbers. The negative numbers are integers, and 0 would be a whole number. So anyway, 3 times 2 times 1 is 6, because 3 times 2 is 6, and 6 times 1 is just going to be 6. So then let's take another one. So take 4. Now 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And this would give you 24. Now, the main application of something like a factorial is when you're dealing with permutations and combinations. Now, nothing you can notice is that factorials are quite exponential in nature. That this is not at all linear. This is not linear at all. This is more of an exponential growth. So let me get this thing and see if we get a nice exponential curve. So that's how this is an exponential model. Factorials are exponential. That is one thing to keep in mind. They're exponential because 6 to 24, it's not going to be, because 5 factorial is going to be much bigger than 42, because this not goes like 18. No, it's exponential model because there is no common difference. It is a common ratio. I'm saying that word, ratio. Okay, anyway. So what about, say, a number like 6 factorial? Now, 6 factorial is 6 times 5 times 4. Actually, I'm just going to use a different color. I went all the way in there, and I'm just like, let me use a different color. Okay, 6 factorial will be 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, that's going to be quite tedious, so I might as well go ahead and use the calculator. Now, for the calculator I'm using in this video is a TI-83 Plus. Now, you can use the TI-84 as well. Using the same set, you can use TI-84. For TI-Inspire, you just have to put your number, say, in this case, 6, and you would get an exclamation point. Let me just do one quick edit here. That exclamation point, sorry, that multiplication sign did not look that clear. Anyway, so you would go to Math, go to PRB, and number 4. So you get 6 exclamation point, press enter, and you get your answer, which is 720. Now, it's normally expected to use a calculator, so it's not like you're not cheating, because since you would most likely have to use a calculator because it's such big numbers you're going to be dealing with in normal applications of permutations. So don't worry about that part. It's best to use a calculator when you're dealing with that, because you do not want to deal with strings of numbers like, say, 10 factorial. I mean, you do not want to do 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. You do not want to do that because that's going to take a long time. Okay, now you might have noticed why the exclamation point is a beneficial thing, because you do not want to be writing so many numbers. You don't want to write strings of numbers. That is why we put notation. With notation, we can make simple things like 10 factorial for all of this. All of this can just be summed up as 10 factorial. That is so nice, ain't it? Making a box that is not really a box. Okay. Anyway, let's do some factorial problems. Now, this is just going to be some simple ones to have fun with. Let's try this one. So say we have, let me get smaller. So we have 3. So we have 3 factorial plus 2. 3 factorial plus 2. So 3 factorial, it's not that big of a number, so we can just do 3. Ooh, let me get a different pen. This pen is a little different. So it's 3. I'll use a different color. Get some nice variety here. Variety is always nice. So that'll be 3 times 2 times 1 in parentheses plus 2. So let me get that too. Let me get that 2. Okay, plus 2. Now this would be, so you just get 6 plus 2, which would equal 8. So that's quite a simple problem. Now let's try something like 5 factorial. Let me get a different color now. 5 factorial divided by 10. So for this one, we would want to use our calculator because it's a little bit of a bigger number we're dealing with. So let's get our calculator, handy calculator here. We got 5. Again, this is a TI-83. You can also do the same thing with TI-84. Get this thing, 5 factorial, enter, and you get 120 as your answer. So 120 is not the final answer because remember, we have to also divide by 10. So this is equivalent of 120 divided by 10. Now this is quite easy to do. This is just 12. I don't know what this would mean. Okay, I don't know why I put that. Okay, let me put it a little bit more in a logical place because, I mean, here it's okay, but like over here and over here it doesn't make too much sense. So let me put it here. So this is just this, and yeah, there we go. So that's some fun with factorials. Now you finally understood what this exclamation point actually means, and yeah, and I hope you actually are excited about this because factorials are quite interesting. They're quite quirky, fun thing to know about math. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.